So I watched The Undead, and I was planning on reviewing it as a B-movie banter, but then I decided that I was going to be speaking way too long for a B-movie banter. I usually like to keep those at about 10 minutes, so I decided to make this a Cellar review because it's well deserved. Now, first time I watched this film was when I was a teen. I think I was 14 maybe. And I remember not liking it because of where the plot went and how ridiculous it was. But I strictly remember this being a full on horror film. Like just straight up gore fest, taken seriously horror movie involving zombies. But rewatching it, it's definitely a horror comedy, hands down. I'm pretty sure this has more comedy in it than Shaun of the Dead. Which, again, as I said last review with Dark Country, the advertising for this doesn't really do it justice for a horror comedy. It looks like a straight up post apocalyptic gore fest, basically, that wouldn't have any comedy in it whatsoever. But yeah, it's humorous. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever. It's an exploitation film, so completely filmed in Australia by the Spierig brothers, written, edited, produced, and directed by them, which is quite an accomplishment. And it's a lot of fun, man. I really enjoyed this film. There's a lot to talk about with it. Now, it is ridiculous. It's absolutely a ridiculous film. You have to know what you're watching. It's a party film. It's a film you throw on with your friends and, just put it in the background or have fun with kind of thing. Maybe you can make a drinking game out of it. I don't know. But it's really low budget, but it's really entertaining at the same time. So it starts off basically with an asteroid attack. And like I said, this again is not just, well, I didn't say this, I'm saying it now. This is not just a zombie film. It's an apocalypse film, so it's an end of days film, but it goes a little bit further than just your zombie movie, which adds to the ridiculousness kind of thing, but I'll get there. It starts with an asteroid hit, a bunch of meteors falling onto a small town in Australia called Berkeley, and you're introduced in the first, I'd say less than 10 minutes, to a bunch of characters, which they really throw them at you all at once, so it's kind of hard to follow who's who. You really have to kind of like pay attention to. They introduce this one, and they'll go right to this one, and they'll go right to that one, and they'll go to these two, and they kind of really quickly introduce the characters right away. So you have to kind of keep up in that way. But the movie starts pretty quick. So basically, your main character is this girl named Renee. I'd say main character, although there's not really a main, but well, there is. Renee is pretty much your main character. But what I mean is all the other characters are very memorable as well. So Renee is basically taking a trip out of Berkeley to go somewhere with this producer guy kind of character, and he's your typical producer, manager, douchebag kind of thing. And she goes with him, and then you're introduced to this couple named Wayne and Sally Ann. And you get this police officer who is her first day on the job named Molly, and she's working with this crazy guy named Harrison, who's played by a guy named Dirk Hunter. And he's one of the best characters in the film because I literally have to watch this film again and see how many times he swears, because this guy says fuck gotta be over 100 times. Like, I really gotta count them. I want to count them and tally them how many fucks this guy says, Harrison, because he's just dropping them in like one sentence. He'll say fuck 5 times. It's so good. So you got those characters. Those are basically all of them. And then there's this other character that's introduced about 20 to 25 minutes into the film, who's this crazy like conspiracy guy, and it's he also makes the movie as well. But I'm going to leave it at that for my spoiler-free review and analysis of the film. And that's basically how it starts off and what you're expecting from it. There's a lot of ridiculousness that comes out of it, like I said. The advertising, I believe this is the American poster, doesn't really do justice for what the film actually is. So give it a shot if you like horror comedy and if you like goofy comedy, because this is really, really goofy. But I'm going to leave it at that for spoiler free. So everything I'm going to say from here on is all going to be spoilers. So the main character, Renee, as I was saying, she's going on this road trip. Well, not road trip, but she's going. This guy is taking her to another town or into the city or whatever. And they come across a roadblock because there's a bunch of cars piled up. And of course, him being a douchebag, he says to her, "You call this a shortcut?" As if, she put the cars there and everything. Like she was expecting there to be a car pileup. But this is where, zombies come and the apocalypse kind of starts to happen. And he's bitten. He's killed right off, obviously, which is nice. And then here comes Marion, which is one of the best characters you could possibly write. He's got this 3-barrel shotgun, like 3 barrels. He just comes up and he blasts the zombie away, and then he just walks away. Renee, chases him down, and they go into this shack, which I really found it to be Night of the Living Dead-esque. And I liked the goofy take on Night of the Living Dead with the farmhouse and everything. That was cool. And then you get acid rain thrown in, and you get alien beings thrown in. And I'm like, what are we doing here? We're doing zombies and an alien invasion? And that's where this second watch, it kind of went all over the place for me. It's like, I remember my first watch not liking it because of the alien stuff. And I remember it being stupid. But from what I remember, it was a long time ago, like I said. I remember, the alien stuff just being in the climax. Like, the aliens come down at the end. For some reason, I remember the whole film just being a zombie movie. Which it's not, because the whole movie is a zombie and alien invasion film. And you get that right in the first 20 minutes. But, the other characters start showing up at the house, and it's so great, especially that cop, like I said, Harrison. He's so friggin' funny. He's like, when I was a kid, we fucking respected our parents. We didn't fucking eat them. Just brilliancy. Like, he's so well written. He's just fucking fuck. That's why I need to count the fucks in this with his character, man. I'm telling you. And then with Marion too, like his whole conspiracy and how he's the clown, or he's the town loon, and nobody takes him seriously whatsoever. But yet he has this whole bunker in the basement of his house, and he's trying to save these people and lead these people, but friggin' douchebag cop Harrison is trying to be the leader, but he's such a he's such an idiot. He's such a clown that he doesn't even realize how stupid he is trying to be the leader and trying to outwit, trying to protect everybody, including Marion, who has a 3-barrel shotgun and friggin' can, flip over and hang on the ceiling from his heel of his boot. If anybody, that one scene where he's hanging from the ceiling and he starts swinging like a western at all the zombies in his kitchen or whatever. And then here's Harrison like, I'm the leader. Oh my god, so embarrassing. But hilarious at the same time. I love how they get to the garage when Sally Ann goes into labor in the bunker and they have to go to the hospital. So they go back upstairs and they go all the way to the second floor or whatever and blast their way through the ground to get into the garage. And the way they escaped the house, it was actually kind of funny. I really enjoyed how they made their way outside of the house, because usually you don't know when you get stuck in a bunker and you know, you're usually pretty much stuck there, right? And then Marion's flashbacks with the fishing story and how he was abducted. He keeps talking about the fish that was almost attacked by zombie fish or whatever he says. It's so good. You have zombies talking in this, which is also kind of stupid. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about talking zombies. I really don't. There's only one that talks, and it's the douchebag that comes back that was supposed to take Renee to the other town, and he's like, "All the way, Renee, all the way," whatever. And it's still kind of funny, but I don't know. I like my zombies, you know, not talking. I think talking zombies are a little bit pushing it, but so is alien invasions in a zombie movie. So, you know, the big wall that that the aliens put up is also really cool around the town of Berkeley. There's a film I watched, and forgive me because I'm probably going to put the name on it when I edit this, but there's a film I watched recently, a British film about an alien invasion in a house, and these people are barricaded in the house by these like metal walls, like the windows, the doors, they're all covered in metal, or some kind of metallic thing. So these aliens are kind of it's something like "Please Stand By" or something like that. And this is what this wall reminded me of, just this solid metallic wall that you just cannot penetrate and cannot get through. You're in there, and at least you could get over it. But the movie that I just mentioned that I watched this year reminded me of that. The wall kind of, or the substance that they barricaded everybody in reminded me of that with that scene. But yeah, Harrison finally, you know, he's a pussy through the whole film, but he decides to climb the wall because I guess it's worth it for him. He wants to get to the other side, but that doesn't work out for him because, you know, we get another rainstorm with the acid rain, which we soon find out later in the film that it's actually purification rain. And that's a part of the story that I liked where they went when it comes to the aliens being the saviors and not the villains. I really enjoyed that little twist in the third act, and in the kind of twist you could call it, or where the film decided to go with that concept kind of thing. Like I said, Marion's flashbacks are hilarious when he starts punching the fish. I can't even. When you're punching fish and shooting fish. Look at all the fish! For anybody who's seen Heartbreakers. Or, is it Heartbreakers? I think it's Heartbreakers. Ray Liotta. Look at all the fish! Love it. Jeez. I have so many notes here. Marion, when they get into town, I think it's pronounced Marion. He's just strolling naked because of the purification rain. I guess he knew that the rain was purifying and not, you know, acidic or deadly, because he just strips down and starts, you know, walking, ass hanging. No fucks given whatsoever. It's great. Yeah, this, like, his quote that I wrote down here, like, "I was almost eaten by killer fish." And he's just going on with these ridiculous stories about, like, you just listening to them, he sounds insane. But he's telling a legitimate story that actually happened to him, which is funny because of what he says. And he says it so matter of fact. He doesn't even, like, smile. He's so dead serious, you know, about fish attacking him on his boat and then being abducted, and then he comes back without a scratch. Oh my goodness, these the Safdie brothers sure had a vision. I love it. Spierig, Safdie. I totally butchered that. The Spierig brothers sure had a vision, and it works. Let me tell you. I wrote down Marion beats the Twisted Tea Smack. Because for everybody who obviously knows the Twisted Tea Smack, there's a scene where he takes a can of like soda and shakes it up, puts it in the zombie's mouth, backs up and shoots it, and then the zombie's head explodes. And that's what I first thought. That's the first thing that came into my mind. I'm like, he beat the Twisted Tea Smack. He beat the Twisted Tea Smack. I love it. And then you get the whole scene where Wayne escapes Berkeley with the plane. He boards the plane, gets over the wall, sees what's going on outside of the wall, which, I was curious on. And Molly saving Sally Ann with the lasso, which I forgot to mention. Sally Ann always bitching at Molly for tying two pigs together is no way to win the, catch of the year? The beauty contest or whatever they were doing in the small town of Berkeley. And then she ends up saving Sally Ann, who was bitching her out the whole movie, with a lasso. So I thought that was pretty neat. And then on the other side of the wall, which Wayne gets to, you have all these people chanting and having like a hippie party with like posters and shit, like telling the aliens, "We want to join you." What do they say? I don't know if I wrote it down. "Take me to your leader, little green men," and they're playing the song like, "Take me to your leader, little green men," or something like that. And I found that hilarious because here's these people in this town that's like barricaded off from some alien technology metal shit, and everybody on the outside wants to be like, "I want to join you. I want to join you, friendly green little man." So good. So I really enjoyed that, but and then I enjoyed the twist when it came again to the rain purifying people and the aliens being the savior. When Renee at the end says, like, "You know what? If we didn't kill the zombies and just avoided them, they would have been saved." Which, that's interesting because it makes you like, it's kind of like a metaphor to like a lot of things. You know what I mean? Like, they're obviously in danger and need to protect themselves. The zombies are gonna eat them, eat their brains. But if there was a way to minimize the violence, that they would actually be restored and turned back into humans by the aliens and the saviors. But and then when the aliens go away and the second wave of apocalypse that they mentioned that happens, that spreads out further than Berkeley, and the aliens are basically, they say like years have gone by and the aliens haven't come back, so I'm guessing the aliens are just like, "Fuck you." I tried to save you, but you want to be assholes. So, which is kind of funny because it's probably what I would do and what a lot of people would do. It's like, "Hey, I was there, I was ready to save your asses, but you want to be some cunts." So we're piecing. So I found that kind of funny. The ending was interesting. It was it's very thought provoking for sure. But yeah, and then the girl, Renee, the main girl, like I said, ends off with a 4-barrel shotgun and the big old gas mask that she has here. 3-barrel shotgun on the cover, but yeah, she ends with a 4-barrel shotgun. I thought that was pretty sweet, and I thought the film was cool. But like I said, it's all played out as comedy. Like, it's a goofy film. I think I said that at the beginning, but I'm pretty sure this has more humor in than Shaun of the Dead. Like, Shaun of the Dead had some dramatic moments. This doesn't have many dramatic moments in it. It's pretty much straight up goofy comedy all the way through. And it's got a load of special features, which is nice for a DVD like this. A commentary where it premiered at Toronto International Film Festival, which would have been nice to attend, but this is 2002. I was 13 or something. And then like deleted scenes, a bunch of extra footage, a featurette, making a featurette, another featurette. You've got cast commentary, crew commentary. It's pretty loaded with special features. And I like releases like that that don't get stingy on the special features. So I pretty much got through all my notes, and that was a lot. See, this is why I made a Cellar review of this film, because I knew I was going to be talking up a storm with it. And I did like it a lot. It was just very different from what I remember. You're going to have to like goofy comedies and complete like B-movie low-budget films to appreciate this. But I'm telling you, the Spierig brothers, for writing, editing, producing, and directing, the whole thing. So they did this on their own. They didn't even get a production company, or if they maybe they got sponsored, but I mean, they put this shit all together themselves. It's loaded with CGI, and it's loaded with like, you know, goofy, tacky looking gore and stuff. But man, what else do you need? Like, you know, for me, all a film has to do is entertain me. It doesn't have to be friggin' Oscar, Academy Award winning shit. Like, the only thing I harp about is why, like, why advertise a film for what it's not? Because when it comes to misleading an audience, I'm not really about that. Like, that's the thing. Like, I picked up this movie expecting one thing and I got another thing. Now that other thing was great, but like, you got to make your artwork kind of following how the film is going to be and everything. But anyways, I'm going to keep that rant short. This film is amazing. Well, this film is amazingly entertaining, I will say. And really, really good, fun stuff. Especially if you're going to throw it on at a party or something. There's fun to be had with it, for sure. And it'll get you laughing. There's a lot of quirky humor. Some parts you have to put subtitles on because of the slang. Especially with Harrison. He's so funny, the cop. The guy who says fuck all the time. But that's all I got. So I'm going to be back with some more Cellar reviews soon. And I actually have a series that I'm going to be doing, which is going to involve 39 films. So that's going to be a journey in itself. But until next review, I'm Morgan Film Fan. Subscribe if you like listening to me, if you like my reviews, if you like listening to my voice. And I will be back for some more. So until next time, cheers and have a good night.